Started, so if everybody could take their seats. I'm David Plazas from the Tennessean, Tracy Cornett from WSMV Channel 4, and we'll be getting started very soon. But this is such an important discussion. We appreciate your being here tonight to talk about education issues. But most important, we're excited that the questions, for the most part, will be delivered by students who attend Metro Nashville Public Schools. So that's a real treat for us, and some of them are recent graduates, and some of them are rising juniors and seniors, but we're excited to have them here.
I would love to say hello to all of you and also to our live stream audience. This is being streamed on WSMV.com as well as on our Facebook page, I believe on the Tennessean.com as well, for all of you who want to tell your friends to tune in. And so a welcome to all of you who are watching via the internet for this important evening here. Wanted to make sure we've got everybody mic'd up comfortably. If you need any help, please let us know. Dawn is out and about, and she can kind of be in here to rescue folks, or Don, someone from our lovely station as well, from WSMV, here to get everybody ready. And we will begin here in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for your patience. And our apologies to our live stream audience. Just a couple more minutes and we will be underway.
And just a quick note before we begin in the audience, if you have your mobile device, please make sure that it's on silent or vibrate or off.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here in the audience is the First Amendment Center on Vanderbilt University's campus, and also those on the WSMV live stream. I'm David Plazas. I'm the Opinion and Engagement Editor for the Tennessean. And welcome to the Mayor's Forum on Education, co-hosted by the Tennessean, WSMV TV, Conexión Americas, Oasis Center, and the Nashville Public Education Foundation. In a minute, Tracy will go over the rules for the forum and introduce the candidates. But first, I want to speak to why we need this forum in education in the first place. Education is consistently listed as a top concern among constituents in Nashville. Yet many of our public schools have not yet seen the same type of success and growth that other parts of the city have or are seeing. Candidates running for office often describe themselves as the education candidate. Nashvillians deserve to know the details behind candidates' plans for our schools. We also have a new interim director of schools, Dr. Adrienne Battle, who has recently named her leadership team and has started mapping out her vision for the district. Nashvillians need to know how the mayor will work with the director of schools and our school board to ensure all students are thriving in our schools every day. Now, before we hear from our candidates, Tracy will walk through the rules for tonight's event.
Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here tonight. We want to present the most efficient and impactful forum possible, so we have established the following rules for tonight's event. Time limits for all comments will be strictly enforced. In fairness to all candidates in the audience, we ask that these limits be respected. Each candidate will have 2 minutes for the first question, which will be posed by David. Either David or I will then call on students in our audience tonight to pose additional questions. All questions have been screened to ensure they're applicable to all candidates. They're not personal in nature and address issues relevant to public education. So that we can address as many questions as possible in the time available, each candidate will have 1 minute to answer each question. All candidates will have the opportunity to respond to each question. If time permits, each candidate will have 1 to 2 minutes for a closing statement as well. A timekeeper right here in our front row will hold up signs indicating when you have 15 seconds remaining and need to finish your statement. And the moderator will direct candidates to respond in an order that will rotate throughout the forum. So I would like to introduce the candidates tonight. First, we have Mayor David Briley. The 8th mayor of Nashville and Davidson County, he served as an at-large Metro Council member from 1999 to 2007 and was elected vice mayor in September of 2015. He was sworn in as mayor in March of 2018. Mr. Briley previously practiced administrative and environmental law before becoming mayor. John Ray Clemens, serving his third term as the state representative for District 55 in the Tennessee General Assembly. Mr. Clemens practices law with the Nashville firm Clemens & Clemens. John Cooper, next to him, has served as an at-large member of Metro Council since 2015. Cooper is the founder and managing partner of the Heritage at Brentwood, a large continuing care senior living community located off Concord Road. And Carol Swain, Dr. Carol Swain, an author and political commentator, a former professor of political science and professor of law at Vanderbilt University. Prior to joining Vanderbilt, Dr. Swain was a tenured professor at Princeton University's Woodrow Wilson School of Public and International Affairs. Welcome to all of you candidates here with us tonight. Thank you for being here. I'd like to pass the microphone back to David, who will ask the first question.
And the first question is, what is your vision for education in Nashville? Each of you will have 2 minutes. We'll start with Mayor Bradley and go down the line until Dr. Swain. You have your mic. Oh, perfect.
All right, we're not passing the mic tonight. So, well, thanks to the host of this event to start with, and thanks to each and every one of you for coming out tonight. Public education is a critical issue to the city of Nashville, and it's critical for a lot of reasons. If we want to continue to prosper and add opportunities for folks in Nashville, we need to do a better job of educating the youth in our city. And additionally, if we want to do right by the kids who live here and their families, we have got to do better. Before I talk about anything we need to change, I want to acknowledge the good things that are going on. 11 of the salutatorians and valedictorians in Nashville Public Schools this year didn't speak English when they started, right? That's a good thing. We are making progress. If you look around, look at Napier Elementary, which was on the priority list, but because the principal there got with the community and got more community involvement, they're off the priority list and they're doing better. And there are plenty of examples like that around our city. But there are some real problems as well. We have 21 priority schools. Priority schools are the lowest performing schools in the state. Bottom 5%, we have 21, and the number's going up. It's not going down. Additionally, in third grade, the literacy rate, the reading at grade level is really low, in the 20s, 27% I think is the number. And so we have got to do better when it comes to educating our kids. And I'm committed to doing 2 things to make sure we do that. First, we need to change the culture, because I've been in too many schools this year where the culture is bad, where teachers don't like going to work. And it's not just about the money. Secondly, we have got to get more resources to public schools. And even though I inherited a difficult budget when I was sworn in as mayor just a little bit more than a year ago, we did get more money to schools this year.
Thank you, Mayor Bradley.
But we need to get more.
Representative Clemens?
Well, thank you again for having this important discussion tonight. Education is my top priority. I believe so much in Metro Public Schools that I send all 3 of my children to public schools in Nashville, and I am proud to do so. There are amazing things happening all across this entire district, in every school. Teachers in Nashville are doing amazing things with too little pay and too few resources. But our focus must be on the children. To move our city forward and build a better public education system, it's time to stop pointing fingers, blaming the school board or blaming the director of schools. It's time to start building partnerships. The mayor's office and the Metro government should work in tandem as partners with the director of schools and with our school board to achieve a shared vision. Now, my vision for the Metro school system is to accelerate the rate of improvement in every school across our city and to make sure that every child in every school has an equal opportunity to succeed. It's also time for Metro government to start taking responsibility, because our children are in school 7 hours a day. The other 17 hours a day, they're in our community. And everything those children experience in the community, those adverse childhood experiences, like poverty, housing instability, lack of access to transportation, or exposure to crime and trauma, that has a direct impact on those children. And everything that happens to them outside the classroom, they take inside the classroom, creating more challenges for our teachers, who we have a duty to support. As your next mayor, I will fully fund our public schools, fully support our teachers, and make sure that every child has an equal opportunity to succeed.
Councilman Cooper?
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Sometimes with microphones, you never know. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to the forum. This is, of course, the most important topic that Nashville confronts. It has a lot of important things happening, but unless we get education right, it will limit our growth, and it will cost our children the opportunities of this new Nashville. So we look at this as a moral challenge, and it is, but frankly, it is also a business problem, because the job of Metro, of the people up here, is to get as much money as possible, all available money, to the school system. And that has to be a commitment over time to get available money and spend it efficiently. Now that's in Metro. Let me, in my eye in preparing for this meeting, I looked at the budget, line 3200, social and emotional learning. The school board is asked to increase that from just under $1 million to a little bit over $2 million. It's a vital program. It has lots of positive consequences for our county and for the children. So, but that's only $1 million. In all of Metro, can we not find $1 million? And there are those opportunities from revenue increases, not necessarily a regressive property tax, but there are more revenues available to Metro than just the property tax, and in management savings. And the trick of the next mayor is to have that tension of need of every bit of spending that we have. What can it go to? What can it go to? And let's find the $1 million in this case and in the future cases to have that tension.
Thank you, Councilman Cooper. Dr. Swain?
Well, first of all, thank you for being here and the young people for participating. I am, the product of, I come from poverty. I was a high school dropout. I was one of 12, married at 16, got a high school equivalency, went to a community college and got the first of 5 degrees. I have experienced the American dream, and I want every one of you all to experience the American dream and all of our children. And to do that, we have to change some of the things that we are doing, the way we approach education. As mayor, I would like to be actively involved with the schools, sharing some of the knowledge that I have learned from various places, but also making sure that every child can be the best possible, whatever they choose to do. Everyone doesn't need to go to college, but everyone needs a skill. And so I strongly support vocational education and testing, parental involvement, and I think the teachers that do a great job should be rewarded, the principals, and that we need to involve the private sector in helping the schools. And there isn't always a direct correlation between per pupil spending and performance. And so there are other things that are involved in how well our children perform. Some of it is parental involvement, some of it is teacher quality, some of it is the principals. There are always teachers in the poor schools that get excellent results. And I know this, and so I want to work with all of you all to have a better Nashville. And it isn't just throwing money at a problem. Some of the things need to be rethought. I'm the best person to do that. I've had success, and I would like other people to experience the same opportunities I've had. I don't care who they are or where they're from. There's something that you are better at than anyone else in the world. Everyone's unique, and I'd like to see all of our children discover what it is that makes them special.
Our second question tonight comes from one of our students here in attendance. I would like to call on Tolu Oshomoji, rising senior at Hume Fogg, to ask our next question.
Hi, my name is Tolu Oshomoji, and the question I have for you today is, what is your view on parental choice and charter schools in Nashville?
And let's start with Representative Clemens, and then we'll end with Mayor Briley.
Well, on the whole, charter schools collectively are not good for our public education system. Now, while I understand that there are some good charter schools in Nashville, collectively, they take money away from our traditional public schools. That money doesn't come back with the children.